Steering wheel undone, helmet coming off. What a tough start to this playoff run for him.
It's gut-wrenching because you just come in here with so much optimism, but let's take a look what happened here. Corey Day, it's Jesse Love on the inside. Just seems like Corey maybe came down on him a little bit. Jesse was as low as you possibly could be there. He gets spun around, and Stephen Parsons tries to avoid him, and it may seem late, but things happen so fast at this racetrack, and you're going so quickly. As we look here, just how they entered. Yeah, it's just got to give him the room there. Jesse was definitely squeezed down from Corey, and I think Corey was trying to adjust to the car on the outside at the same time. There just wasn't enough room for both of them.
And Brennan Poole was kind of on the other side of that in the spring, but he's able to drive by to the outside and avoid the incident. Perfect view here, riding on board with Love. So here you go. We got pit road open here. Do you flip the stage, which would give you some drivers coming down? Here they are on progressive pit road, Dylan.
St. Mayer has brought his car down pit road. His only feedback was really just that the brake pedal was squishy. That was his verbiage at the very beginning of this race. But I think that problem sorted itself out. Pretty happy with the race car. Let's change 4 tires and fuel kit.
As we look at Justin Allgaier about to make his step, he's in really good balance, just neutral entry, little tight center, free off. They're going to drop to the right side here, pressure and getting more side by. Middle of your screen, Ryan Sieg just injured his tight one. A little free in, that's the only thing he can see back-wise. And then Connor Village at the bottom there, just see a tiny bit of entry security, really close to him, he said, on balance. Maybe a little slow there on the Ryan Sieg side.
Based on how you qualified last week, #1 pit stop Connor Village, and he makes it pay off. The race off progressive pit road. CZ in front of Allgaier. Mayer, Sieg, and Gray hold serve. Now you evaluate the drivers that stayed out. Among them, Harrison Burton, who was 9th. He doesn't pit here. He'll give up a ton of track position when he pits after the stage is over. But when you're in his position, you want stage points. You stay out, you get some track position, and maybe you can steal some on what's going to be a run less than 5 laps to end the stage.
And if you look at their regular season performance, they were great at finishing races, but the one area they lacked compared to all their competitors in the playoffs was stage points. They severely need to get stage points to make a statement by getting stage points here. They did the first part of that job, which was qualifying well. They were in the top 10 here, but they're going to take this risk and try and get even more stage points. I think it's a good risk to take.
Harrison came in below the cut line. Now,
that lead car can possibly get away for Jesse Love. This is going to be incredibly tough starting on the bottom, older tires. He's going to have to do his best not to get swamped by the 7, the 88 over behind him.
Connor Village gets that outside lane because he won the race off pit road. That was big for him. Could take control of the race here. So watch that battle as well as everything cycles through to begin stage number 2. 2-lap sprint to finish the opening stage. The field is set for the Echo Park restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, where car buying is easier, better, and happier. Harrison Burton, Jesse Love, tires free.
Harrison got a little sideways there. Takes the lead here, but it's a 7 just
Whoa, Love lost it. Love for the guys looking at least.
Burton able to get big stage points in 3rd. Love hangs on to the top 5 as Mayer got that 4th spot.
That was chaos, but I'm not sure how Ryan Sieg didn't wreck the entire field. He was absolutely sideways in front of the field. They were 3 and 4 wide behind him, and somehow they got away with it.
So, yeah, we'll just have to do our best the next 2 weeks in the playoffs, and we'll see.
And they'll head to Kansas with some work to do. Spoke with the team. It sounded like a freak head gasket issue. They had a water leak in practice, and not entirely sure if it resulted from that or not, but just kind of a unfortunate event here that takes the out of it.
You know, Parker, you referenced Carson Quapple last week. This is just the 4th engine-related DNF for JRM in the last 4.5 years, and they've had a problem 2 weeks in a row. So, you know, it's worth noting, and could be two totally unrelated things, and there's nothing to draw conclusions from there, but something to keep an eye on, certainly when you have a couple back-to-back ones.
It's a tough pill to swallow, and he's in a hole right now, but I can tell him from experience, you can possibly transfer. It's just going to take a lot and a big effort.
And you know what? Other drivers could have problems as well. It seems to happen in the playoffs. Progressive Pit Road is open. Harrison, Burton, and Dylan.
That's right. They say they finished third there and get those valuable stage points. Harrison's feedback was that his car was in a all-four tire slide, but was a tight condition is what he was battling. So you saw the small chassis adjustment they made there. Also made a small air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel. And as we said, stayed out there when the others pitted just to try to get those stage points for the 25. Here's Jesse Love and Kim.
Yeah, we saw him get a little squirrely, lose some positions there at the end of the stage. At first he thought it was a tire issue. Then he said no, maybe he ran through a big patch of rubber buildup. He said, I've never felt something like that before. You see the chassis adjustment